Welcome to Very Honored Fraternity's Esoterinerd podcast. So back in the old order, in 1997, I believe it was, early 97, I actually have a sign-in sheet from the first Hermanubis Sanctuary meeting when my mom was hosting. At that time, I had decided I was done with Golden Dawn Magic, and I was off directing the Glass Menagerie, which we ended up performing at Flint Ridge as well as at the Kindness of Strangers Theater. I believe that was on Lancashire. Anyway, I got back involved around September, and then my mom passed away in November. And then in January of 1998, I started hosting weekly classes here at the sanctuary. We had black and white tile floor. We had the altars. Actually, there were speakers. We had 4 speakers with fabric over them in the elemental colors at that time. And a smaller double cubicle altar than the one I have now. That one, I believe, is now... It survived the fire. There was a fire. There's a Facebook page if you want. There, I believe you can just search for it, The LA Sanctuary, on Facebook and find that. You can also, on Instagram, you can follow at The LA Sanctuary. So this episode title is something like The Last Sanctuary, something, I haven't titled it yet. I'll decide that later. Last night, I had a few people over. It's always interesting to see who arrives, because it's pretty much always a different group of people. Sometimes it's just 1 or 2. Other times it's 6 or 7. And last night we had one person who, it was his first time, so it was the last gathering, at least here at this house, and with this furniture. I'm gonna, of course, keep, the tools that I made and whatnot. So maybe in the future, I'm gonna put all that in storage, so maybe in the future I might rebuild another one of these temple-type things. I don't know if that seems useful at that time. But that's all very hypothetical and way up high in the astral plane, if at all. Hasn't come down anywhere near manifesting. So, anyway, yeah, that was all back in 1998. Obviously, there's a lot of years between then and now. And, if you're a long-time listener of the Esoterinerd podcast, you're already pretty well familiar with the LA Sanctuary. It was Hermanubis back then, and then when it burned down and we rebuilt it, it was the Sanctuary of the Phoenix Rising. And then that shut down and later reemerged just in the form of, I was having weekly gatherings, but not calling it a sanctuary because that would mean that I would have certain standards I needed to abide by, or I needed it to be some kind of official thing. And I was sick of people complaining that more people were coming to my classes than to the classes out in Fontucky, also known as BFE, where the temple was at the time. Anyway, so yeah, it's a bit wistful, it's a bit sort of emotional, but it's already finished now. I'm recording the morning after the sanctuary gathering. Over the years, of course, longtime listeners know I eventually tracked down the other students of Andrew de Pisano and remembered the sort of meditation that my dad and I would do when I was growing up, and I began to incorporate that into the sanctuary classes. We would open with that and then go into the temple. And so I decided to record the audio for last night, the last sanctuary gathering. For your interest, enjoyment, perhaps you might find it useful. There's parts that you might even isolate, oh, this is the timestamp where he starts leading this part. Sometime I'm going to sit in a meditative posture with my eyes closed and do this with them, because that sounds pretty powerful. But right now I'm driving, so I'm just going to... You can do the chants while you're driving. You just, use your best judgment as far as like how into your body you get when you need to be paying attention to the road. But yeah, listening to this while not driving is also a good exercise, I think. I ramble on quite a bit like I am right now. But there's some useful stuff in there as well, and some stuff where you're like, if you're listening to the Multiverse Cartographer, you've already heard it on the ERPC, you've already heard it on To Be a Yogi, and now you're like, oh my god, he's never going to shut up about this flying tiger lady. So, yeah, if you already know what I'm talking about, then you already know what I'm talking about. If you don't, then surprise, it'll be a surprise, and it's not even really, it's just a short little thing I say in passing. Anyway, this is about enough of an intro. I think you guys kind of know what you're in for at this point, right? It's just sort of an ambient audio recording. I'm going to go through and trim it down so, the long parts of, like if anybody needs to go to the bathroom now, go ahead and do that. That kind of thing I'll trim out so that it can be, packed wall to wall, end to end with content of some sort or other. Okay. That's enough out of me. And so, without further ado, let's get to that audio recording, shall we? So, if you would like to choose a way, I'm going to sit right here. So, if you would like to sit either on a cushion or on a pillow on the floor, or on basically just somewhere where you kind of have your own, like the table's kind of in front of you, so if you, here, there, wherever. So, okay. And then there's a cushion there if you like. Cool.
So, it should be on the ground right now.
Whatever you'd like. If you want to sit here, or just kind of
fancy.
kind of facing, this guy here. Ish. We don't have to face east or anything. It's not Mecca or anything. That's after this. I'm gonna do something unusual, something I've actually never done, and combine this new practice that was given to me by Kes Fry, the one who introduced my dad. So my dad, he inherited a lot of this stuff from his dad, who got it in, that's my dad up there. His ashes are in this. And his dad got it in 1919, Western China, Tibet. For example, this Dorja that has the strings from the previous Karmapa, who's the guy, like the Dalai Lama's the guy, like the Johnny Come Lately. He's just been doing the reincarnating and inheriting his property from the former lives for 14 generations. The Karmapa basically started that. I mean, people were doing it before, but he formalized it and said, hey, you guys fucking find me, and they were like, okay. And so that's the Karmapa. So in his 16th incarnation, he put these strings around my dad's Dorja. He's currently a young man in his 17th incarnation, seeking to kind of bring Vajrayana Buddhism into more of like a thinking, sciencey kind of less hocus pocus kind of. So he and I are kind of doing this. I'm going into the hocus pocus. I want to find the place where Yeshi Tsogil turned into a tiger, and Atma Sambhav. That's Yeshi Tsogil right here, by the way. She turned into a tiger and flew as a tiger up to this temple that I'm going to go see in a few months. But anyway, so the guy that helped to bring clarity to what it was that my dad had inherited, Kes Fry, gave me this. So I'll start off with this. This is red Tara. So there's kind of what she looks like. And she's also, this is green Tara.
I have a green Tara at home.
And I forget exactly the name of this one in the back, but she's the ultimate Tara. She's like all the Taras. She's like, and what she's holding, the four-pointed Dorja, is where originally the
the four, like originally there was nothing, there was void, and there was just this faint wind from the four directions, and gradually the wind started to coalesce over the aeons or whatever, and the thing that emerged finally was this, and that's kind of like what the whole universe is hinged upon. So she just holds it right there. It's kind of cool. But anyway. Yeah, this is good. Om, Ahum. So I'm just going to sort of read this and then we'll do the exercise afterward. To the 3,000-fold universe, Mount Meru, the four continents, the minor continents, and the splendor and glory of the gods, Nagas, and humans, together with their roots of virtue, are emanated as vast and extensive clouds of perfectly pure offerings. I offer them to Tara, mother of the victorious ones. Tram Guru Ratna Mandala Edam Yami. By the power of having prayed thus from the heart, may the enlightened mind be mastered and appearances perceived purely as the deity's body. May the meaning of the developing and completion stages be naturally internalized. May conditions inauspicious to the perfect path be pacified, and all conceivable auspicious conditions and aspirations be fulfilled. May the stains and obscurations of non-virtue be cleansed, and harm from other beings and bad dreams be averted. Grant the blessing of protection from the fear of lower existences. May rebirth not occur in the 8 states devoid of leisured practice. May all lifetimes be remembered and faculties be clear. May discipline be pure and the mind attend to Dharma. From the ripening of karma caused by delusion, grant the blessing that shields, protects, and conceals. May the malignancy of enemies, demons, and ghostly interferences, the harmful effects of untimely death, epidemics, and illnesses caused by poison, all be pacified and purified. And may the wisdom of activities of Tara be revealed. So we'll begin with Om, and then next breath Ah, and then next breath Hum. So just finding a nice meditative kind of upright, comfortable posture. Where the body, some of the things like falling asleep, or you're not like hurting yourself slouching or anything, just kind of find a nice posture. Sound like, and we exhale with a And with the exhale, we activate Mula Bandha, activating the muscles of the perineum, getting a bit taller and pressing down as though rising up on a bicycle seat. And with the exhale, we relax. Is that right? Inhale, we relax. Inhale, we relax. With the exhale, we activate so as not to drain the energy through the root into the ground. And we begin. Exhale, activate. Inhale, relax. And a clap. Rub your palms together, filling it with golden light from the heart and from the crown, from the third eye. And placing the left palm 2 finger widths below the navel, and the right palm on the back of the left hand. And focusing in to the Dantian point there, the furnace, the energy storehouse called Swadhisthana, and visualizing there a world wherein in the center of this golden world is a golden furnace being tended to by beautiful childlike beings who now see the love that you pour through to them from both of your palms as the sun in their sky. They are very grateful, because sometimes we store our shame here. So send as much love and joy and forgiveness to this part of your body as we vibrate Oin 3 times. Releasing the hands, bringing them back to wherever's comfortable. Maybe resting them on the legs, or bringing them together. And bringing our attention up to the solar plexus, the place of action, the place of individual self, the place of individual identity. The golden orb, a light, golden light there. And the sound that we make when we digest an idea and we find what's useful and what's not within the idea, and we say, "Oh," is the sound we will make for this sphere. Oh. And rising up with these spheres firmly established and comfortable in their place, rising up into the heart, opening up to the pink light of pure agape love and allowing it to flow outward to the ends of the universe, filling the entire universe, not limited by our concepts of spatial limitations. Allow the whole universe to be filled with the pink light that you are generating from your own heart. And since the universe has no end, that goes on forever. And any face that comes to mind just becomes submerged by that pink light and is erased by that pink light, but they are included in that pink light as best you can. Love for all beings, absolute love from the heart, the place of breath, the place of the immune system, the place of nourishing the whole body of the universe. Pink light. And the sound ah, and since it's the most important one, we'll do it 7 times instead of 3. Last circulating the breath, circulating the energy through the aura, perhaps lightly activating Mula Bandha on the exhale and relaxing on the inhale, circulating the light up the back and down the front. Raising the energy up to the throat, raising the attention, raising the focus of the self up to the throat, the place of communication, of artistic expression, the place of speech, of listening as well as being heard. A light blue light for today. The sound hum, and pressing up on the back of the top of the mouth, the few soft inches below the third eye, beginning to awaken the third eye for the next part. And locating yourself in the third eye, pituitary and pineal, the center of the brain where the eye of Ra can be seen if you slice the brain down the middle. Using a dorja, you can pass them both around if you like. Holding it as such with the 3 fingers in the middle, pointing it at the third eye, raising the back of the head up a little bit and the front a little bit down. About an inch in front of the brow. Bringing your attention up to the third eye, perhaps bringing your gaze slightly up towards your brow, gently. The sound is E. And if you like Sandy, here you go. And if you want to pass that. The E is high pitched. From your third eye, becoming aware of all the many Buddhas and all the many Buddha lands, and each other sitting in this room, and all of those on the various other planes, and their various situations and struggles. feeling compassion for all beings, circulating the light throughout the body, in the crown and in the root, activating the root for the exhale, gazing up toward the third eye, relaxing the face, repeating after me, to the north and to the south,
to the north and to the south,
to the east and to the west,
to the east and to the west,
to the spirits of light among us,
to the spirits of light among us,
and to the spirits below.
and to the spirits below.
We send out our reverent love and compassion.
We send out our reverent love and compassion.
May all beings be happy.
May all beings be happy.
May all beings be serene.
May all beings be serene.
May all beings be in peace.
May all beings be in peace.
There are 7 selves, and yet they are one. Right now we are in the 6th self, in the third eye, aware of the many other beings. Arise now from the third eye, out through the top of your head, out through the crown, to the 1,000-petaled lotus above your head, the great Atman, the great self we have in common with the universe, whose sound reverberates throughout the universe and all universes, and that sound is Om, 3 times. Being present now with all 7 selves. Antechamber. If you have to use the restroom, go ahead and do that now. It's in the hall. This is a stone. It's a black tourmaline. It's used to absorb any. It absorbs negative and dark energy, bad energy. So I placed it in here in my altar bread offering with a symbol of sacrifice. So take a moment and just kind of exhale and let go of anything that you don't want to bring into the temple with you. Perfect. Filled with holy water. Go ahead and put your hands over it, and I'll just. And then this has holy water, blessed by a non-molesty priest. Hands right here. My what? Who? Another one? Jesus Christ. Yay. So I won't do formal robes or anything. Would someone like to take the LBRP? Anyone?
I'll do whichever one you want me to.
Well, there's only 2 of you who know this stuff.
Okay.
Would you rather do LBRP or BRH? What do you want to do? Or you can opt out. I can just do everything if you want.
I'd love to do BRH.
BRH, okay. How about you?
I can do it if you want.
LBRP?
Sure.
So I'll do Hekas, and should we do, yeah, why not light some incense just a little bit?
Feel free to coach us to put us in the most unobtrusive.
Okay.
Well, I've got holy water, so it'd be ridiculous not to use it. I've been avoiding using water because I don't want to get water on the kake jipus, the hanging scrolls over there. So I've been pretending that I've been sprinkling water. Anytime you see me sprinkling water, it's just pretend water. But not tonight.
Yes. If the scrolls get a little splashed on you while you're sounding, it'll be alright.
Oh my gosh, I'm going blank on the BRH.
Oh, that's good. You're cured. You've graduated. Congratulations.
I did it last.
We actually did an LBRP at the yoga studio. But we didn't do the BRH. Okay.
Let's do all of them.
Well, yeah, I'll do an SIRP if you guys want. So LBRP banishes any unwanted microcosmic energy. BRH banishes any unwanted macrocosmic energy. So if there's an actual legit thing here in this room that is outside of our minds, it gets rid of that. I mean, that's the idea. According to some British guys 130 years ago.
It's a cool algorithm.
Right? And that where the first one, it's supposed to do that for us, so that this room in us is clean, and our space is clean. But then the BRH does that macrocosmically. So the idea is that even Mercury retrograde or stuff like that doesn't affect you if you've done a BRH. That is rooted in Judaism, where a rabbi would say that if you pray, if you're Jewish and you're chosen and you pray, regularly, that you don't have to worry about astrology, but everybody else has to worry about astrology.
Right.
So it's kind of rooted in that. So if you do the BRH, which is the banishing ritual of the hexagram, the Star of David, then you don't have to worry about your horoscope. But anyway, so then the SIRP is the supreme invoking ritual of the pentagram, which actually brings in microcosmic elements: air, fire, water, earth, motivation, emotion, mind, earth, body. It's material stuff. So I mean, Nick Farrell's criticism of a lot of Golden Dawn practitioners just do the banishing, and they don't invoke. So he says there's too much banishing and nobody's invoking. So that the last time I streamed, I went straight into the invoking. So that was kind of a little bit of a subtle nod to Nick Farrell. But anyway. That's all. That's enough exposition. Let's get to it. Who wants to do waving that finger out?
No, I don't.
Okay, cool. Asperges fenomene, isobod mundibus, lababis mei et superni vemni albabus. Asperges fenomene, isobod mundibus, lababis mei et superni vemni albabus. Asperges fenomene, isobod mundibus, lababis mei et superni vemni albabus. Asperges fenomene, isobod mundibus, lababis mei et superni vemni albabus. Asperges fenomene, isobod mundibus, lababis mei et superni vemni albabus.
Benedictum accendere te Domine, decenda supernos misericordia tua.
So I'm becoming the god Anubis with a jackal head, and I'm looking with laser red eyes to the ends of the universe to make sure that there aren't any unwanted, stragglers here in the ritual. And so I'm going to say in some ancient form of Greek, there aren't any profane people here. They're be gone, all you profane. It's sort of It's traditional. It's like, they're hailing back to, okay, that's enough exposition. Heklos, este bibeloi. Just do the rings first.
Ata Malkut Vigibura Vigidula Leolam Amen.
So we're all going to vibrate Yod He Vav He when she does. Yod He Vav He. Next it's Adonai. And then she does the archangels by herself.
Before us. Raphael. Behind us. Gabriel. On our right. Michael. On our left. Oriel. Before us flames the pentagram, behind us shines the six-rayed star. Tuus regnum potestas gloria secula secularum. Amen.
Ata Malkut Vigavura Vigadula Lelam Amen.
Ararita in all four directions.
Ata Malkut Vigavura Vigadula Lelam
watchtower is way more fun than an SIRP. What am I talking about? This is the last sanctuary. Alright, let the elements now be proclaimed, for it is by names and images, let the mysteries of the elements now be proclaimed, for it is by names and images that all powers are awakened and reawakened. I'll just do this. And when, after all the phantoms have vanished, thou shalt see that holy and formless fire, that fire which darts and flashes through the hidden depths of the universe, hear thou the voice of fire. In the names and letters of the great southern quadrangle, we invoke ye, ye angels of the watchtower of the south. Come thou, be here now. It was originally Be Here Now on the Stella Matutina, and our group changed it to Come Thou Forth because they thought Be Here Now was rude because they hadn't read Be Here Now by Ram Dass. So I'm changing it back. Therefore first, the priest who would governeth the works of fire must sprinkle with the lustral waters of the loud and resounding sea. In the names and letters of the great western quadrangle, we invoke ye, ye angels of the watchtower of the west. Come, be here now. It's hard to untrain. Okay. So there's a wall of fiery beings over there and a wall of watery beings over here. This is where it gets a little psychedelic.
Party did.
Such a fire existeth, extending through the rushing of air, or even a fire formless, whence cometh the image of a voice, or even a flashing light, abounding, revolving, whirling forth, crying aloud, Yod Elohim, Raphael, Oroiba Hauzod Pain, Bataiva. In the names and letters of the great eastern quadrangle, we invoke ye, ye angels of the watchtower of the east. Be here now. This is where it gets churchy. Sort of. Stoop not down into that darkly splendid world wherein continually lieth a faithless depth and Hades wrapped in gloom, precipitous, winding, a black, ever-rolling abyss, ever espousing a body formless, unluminous, and void. Odonai hectegon, ikezoreko. In the names and letters of the great northern quadrangle, we invoke ye, ye angels of the watchtower of the north. Be here now. Okay, look, my hand's pointed inward. It's nothing weird. Okay, we're good? Okay. Alright. Zelator Raidstein. That's it. Hitler fucked everything up. I don't know. What can I
Are
say?
you a Nazi?
You're really goose-stepping. We're good.
I already packed up the swastika. But, oh yeah, there's an end part. Okay. So this is sort of, this part was added, but I'm not like against it, where you become Osiris, and you like do a rending of the veil and become one with the banner of the east, and then you turn around and then silently say, I come in the power of light, I come in the light of wisdom, I come in the mercy of light, the light hath healing in its wings. And then they added some Christian shit. Peripsumet cum ipsumet in ipsu est tibi patris omnipotentis est tibi patris. I forgot it. I don't do it.
Something.
Yeah, okay. And then what happened? We invoke ye, ye angels of the celestial spheres, whose dwelling is in the invisible. Ye are the guardians of the gateway of the universe. Be ye also the guardians of this sacred and mystic sphere. Keep far removed the evil and the unbalanced, so that we may enter into and become partakers of the secrets of divine light. I never did memorize the spirit call, but I'll give it my best shot. Oh, you did? Do you want to do this part?
Well, I'm blanking on how it begins.
El Sunref.
Sachi Goro Yada Balta Lexape Komananu Tabito M Zodakraika Zodakrioda Zodamanu Odo Kikle Kapia Pe Piamuel Rave Wanu Amen.
Cool, thank you. The visible sun is the dispenser of light to the earth, even as the invisible sun is the illuminator of the spirit. Therefore, let us formulate the vortex within this chamber that the two luminaries may shine herein from above. So we're going to walk around, rending the veil right here. Actually, if you want to be technical, you desoil here. So you get rid of, we already desoiled in there, but the same idea. You get rid of crap there, whatever you're going to leave in earth here. And then this is the first wave of going to another plane. So then we walk in a big circle, and we're up above the plane where we left that stuff. And then you do that 2 more shoots. And on another plane, there are 5 beings of light doing a reverse circumambulation so that we can all meet in one place. If you know it, the adoration. Holy art thou, Lord of the universe. Holy art thou, which nature has not formed. Holy art thou, the vast and the mighty one, ruler of the light and the darkness. Alright, so that's opening my watchtower. I guess we can do a middle pillar now or something.
Prayer.
I mean, that's basically opening for whatever. So, like, in Gardnerian Wicca, you have, like, usually the LBRP, and then you cast a circle, draw the circle, then you do the cone of powder of the moon, and blah, 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 cone of powder of the moon, and then then it's like, okay, so we're at that point. Like, okay, we're in the circle. There's the circle now. We're in it. So what should we do? I don't know. I guess just sort of commemorate the occasion, or, you know? How do you like the ceremony? This is your first time.
I mean,
Far out.
yeah.
That's
I
right.
dig it.
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. Yeah. Weird stuff going on in like in a like a spare bedroom in an apartment above a shop in London in 1888 with like horses outside going clock 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 and like coal smoke and like sewage coming from the Thames and a bunch of these guys like getting together burning a lot of incense and doing this, you know? And then in this day and age, there's like a handful of nerds who devoted years of their lives to being able to do it exactly the way they were doing it back then, which is kind of funny because there's also a lot of fans of one of them whose name was Aleister Crowley, and he kind of like soured the whole, like he did his whole own thing that like he changed things and he called himself the Beast 666 and then did weird sex stuff and he was very popular. But it's kind of like in my old age now I'm kind of like glad to be associated with Crowley. But when I was like, I guess 19 or 20, I was like arguing with people about how Crowley like ruined the mysteries or whatever. But like now it's like whatever, you know, it's silly to argue about, you know.
Crowley killed Burning Man.
There's a relationship. It's similar to like how Christianity came out of Judaism, you know, like one guy that was trained in a particular discipline saying, but I think you're doing it wrong. And also I'm going to rend the veil of Paroquet, you know, like, isn't that what Jesus did? You know, but here we are in the circle.
How do you guys feel about this kind of virtual work in light of all the things that are happening on a global scale right now? In terms of
we can sense some light somewhere. We can focus intention
that sounds good.
on stuff going on in the White House. I don't know.
Like breaking loose all over.
Yeah.
Earth.
Can't keep up with the genocides going on in what country.
I can't even figure out where to put the energy. Like who do you back? You know?
Exactly.
Like, to try to fix it, you know.
And can it be fixed?
It may just be a whole lot
It's an
grown up
algorithm.
to do.
People talk about artificial intelligence taking over. I think it already took over. Computers are based on the bureaucratic corporate model that was developed in Victorian England at the same time that this was developed as some sort of cure for it by the same sort of elitist people that were speaking the same language as it. So that's kind of where it has an advantage. You can look at a dollar bill and laugh at the symbolism instead of being overwhelmed by it. You know.
I think in a weird way, this is kind of the proto-language. It's kind of like logos in the Greek.
Yeah, it's neutral. It could be used for good or evil, you know.
Rooted in a healthy way to
Well, they say
the
that
external.
if man was wiped off the face of the earth, then with no one manning the nuclear power plants, it would take like 12 days for like
It to break down.
Yeah, and to destroy everything on the earth. So I think we're all pretty much like I think we've already
we're locked in.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that. That
Wow.
sucks. So if we went away, it wouldn't just redo itself like I've seen.
No, it would kill everything eventually.
Well, and then eventually it'd regrow. Like there was
maybe that's what happened to all the other planets.
there was that big extinction after the Carboniferous period.
They say we're coming up on one. In fact, we're actually in a mass extinction, according to the Smithsonian in D.C. But human beings are causing it.
And we should all
We're in
enjoy
the
it
midst of
while we're
one.
here.
Yeah.
The trees caused it once.
Really?
Yeah, they didn't, before termites and before trees had a way of breaking down, they all, like during the Carboniferous period, there was all this oxygen and trees everywhere, and then they would just fall over and die, but they wouldn't decompose, and so eventually they all piled on top of each other and turned into coal. And then there was some volcanic activity that lit up the coal, and it killed like 98% of all life.
Wow.
Yeah, it was the big extinction.
Those trees were assholes.
So yeah, exactly. I know people are tree huggers. They're finding well, the trees, they've just been around longer than us. The trees are just watching, going, now it's your turn.
They're getting their revenge on man.
Yeah.
Oh.
Or they're just waiting. There'll be a few survivors, you know. Oh, no,
I
that's
was
so
doing
cool.
mushrooms under a tree at Zorthian Ranch, and we were like watching this giant spreading oak tree, and one of the guys had this idea that the tree is just as sentient as we are. It has a totally different experience of time, and its version of time is so stretched out it's not perceptible to us.
Well,
Yeah, so we're just these quick things going...
I watched a TED Talk where they said that, I was talking about that with someone today, talking about passing on genetic material to your offspring, and that would actually your cells would communicate in a way with your offspring and communicate things that makes them a little bit better than you. Trees do that.
Right.
Trees do that. They definitely do that. They're mother trees, and they
Don't
relay
make the same mistakes I
information,
made.
and they send like chemical messages and stuff.
How
And
interesting.
so their offspring are actually like more resistant to diseases and parasites and stuff like that. They actually talk. They actually have a little family system, a little root system where they actually...
Mushrooms kind of tell you that.
Really?
They're like, hey, this is how this works.
Yeah. Yeah, I've always had that sense, and this guy I was talking to was talking about hoodoo and how he feels like that when you sacrifice to a god, that it experiences the sacrifice through you, like just something simple like here's some food or some alcohol. Like, you know what kind of alcohol you went and bought, you know exactly how much is in that glass, and you're saying, here you are, God, here you are, Jobu, whatever it is. So Jobu knows the alcohol through you. And what was I talking about? Like, what were we just talking about?
We were talking about trees and their community.
Yeah. So I have a feeling the mushrooms, when the mushrooms get into us, they get to play around with a human brain. And they're like, oh, hey, I get to be a human brain looking back at myself, looking back at mushrooms. And then meanwhile, while I'm here,
So
I'll
mushrooms
help,
are the
I'll
ones
help
that
the
are
brain
gonna be
organize a bit better, like us going out into the woods and raking leaves or something.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
I like that. That really works for me.
Yeah, it's a trip. So I guess we could visualize. I mean, it sounds trite, like visualizing a world where it all works out somehow. I mean, I don't know how, but a world where it all works out somehow. A world where
We'll send spores
there isn't such
like mushrooms.
an economic disparity that people are really truly suffering in the world.
People are losing their minds.
Yeah.
They're going hungry. And it's
somehow-
unnecessary.
Somehow ideologies of hate get transformed. Somehow, I don't know. It's
Well,
it's paradoxical to go, say, let's go kill all the haters. Let's go kill all the people with an ideology of hate. All right. It feels right at first.
When you were doing the spiral, and the angels are spiraling down while we're spiraling up, I had a very similar experience in the raw meditating before I ever experienced any of this stuff with you. While I was meditating after a lot of really heavy grass.
That's weird.
And my body started involuntarily, when I was sitting, my body started moving.
Oh,
The
interesting.
corkscrew. And then it shifted. When it shifted and went into a reverse spiral. And I realized that there's this fundamental discontinuity in the spiral depending on whether you're moving up it
or
versus
moving down.
It's like the complete counter.
So you can move up the spiral, or you can move down the spiral.
Yeah, because it's going the same direction.
My teacher Gordon always said that the goal was to be free to move up and down, not to get stuck up here,
Oh, interesting.
or to be stuck down here. Like talking about the tone scale in Scientology, but still it works for the tree of life or whatever. Like being stuck in pain, being stuck in anger, being stuck in happiness, being stuck in boredom, being stuck in pure bliss and enlightenment. Like, you don't want to be stuck anywhere. Like if you're in pure bliss and you're walking down the street, you're not going to be able to relate responsibly with people who are angry or covertly hostile.
That happened for 2 years. I cried for joy every day. For 2 years. I got tired of it.
Yeah.
And I mean, I didn't want to, I was like, how could I ever want to wish this? But I just didn't want to go every day anymore. But I did it for 2 years, and I remember the relief when I started having a little more
The other
natural
emotion.
human experience.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Oops, open a little space. So we can do some work before we close, like a quick middle pillar, and then send some light. We could do like one of those pink comfort ritual type things. Those seem nice. I mean,
Like whether if we did anything specific, I mean, like with all what seems like horrors, it may be a process for a better. I mean, we all know it could be grown up.
Yes. I mean, but looking at history, it's all just trauma. I mean, it's comforting to think that we're all one soul that just got bored with being infinite light and decided to create drama in order to experience it. Like someone wrote, there are.
I just thought we might be evolving. And all this stuff is coming to the surface.
Oh,
like
maybe.
A boil.
Hopefully, yeah.
Because there are a lot of people that were pretty fucking shocked at what how their neighbors felt about things. I mean,
it's coming out. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people were like,
Apocalypse
shit,
means
what?
it's
It's not
greater
hidden
veiling.
anymore. Yeah. Yeah, people are finding out through social media and other ways.
We're
like what their
figuring
names
out
are.
because of all this ugliness and because of like all the weather shit. I mean, how many people
Oh
can
my
continue
God.
to deny global warming or that the environment is changing in some way? I mean, so maybe it's just
man.
some slaps in the faces, but I mean, unfortunately, there's people's lives involved, and
Well, we can
Yeah,
just raise our vibrations up to the highest, like, form of Typhoid king scale compassion light, like the pink light we did in there,
Yeah.
and then send that out to all the people that need it, that are suffering, and with, as much healing energy and light as we can muster from wherever, I don't know. I mean,
Sounds good.
yeah. So let's do a quick middle pillar. So, like, I'm going to move the pillars, and we can all stand between them. So stand somewhere on this line here. Like maybe here. And, yeah, do you want to stand here? Sure. And so, notice the white pillar is to your left, and the black pillar is to your right. So we're going to close our eyes, find a nice, relaxed standing posture. Knees can be, slightly bent. Getting into your breath, and bringing your attention back to the crown, to the 1,000-petaled lotus that's above your head. The All-Self. And here in this paradigm, this is Keter. This is Ehiye. This is the great I Am. This is the highest emanation of the 10 emanations of the divine. This is beyond gender. This is not the creator. This is beyond the creator. The creator comes out of this light that is above our heads. And the name is Ehiye, which means I will be. We'll say it 3 times. Continuing to breathe deeply, allowing a thread of the light from above your head to move down through the top of your head and down through your head to your throat, where it expands into another sphere of the same white light that is above your head, that same light that is Ehiye. But now it becomes Yod He Vav He Elohim. 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 Allow the light from above your head to move down along that thread, through the sphere at your throat and down into your solar plexus, which is halfway between those two spheres that we worked with earlier. It sort of unites them both. And another sphere of white light forms there, at the center of your being. Yod He Vav He Eloah Vidah. Yod He Vav He Eloah Vidah. Yod He Vav He Eloah Vidah. Yod He Vav He down through to Ab, through Tiferet. Allow the line to continue down to your groin, where it expands into another sphere of the same white light that is in all the higher spheres. Only here it is Shaddai Elchai, meaning the Almighty Living God. Spheres, allow the line to continue down to the place where your feet touch the ground. And another sphere of white light forms where your feet touch the ground, completing the circuit from heaven to the earth, through you, the soul. And at the feet, the name is Adonai Haaretz. Circulate throughout your aura, perhaps engaging Mula Bandha on the exhale and glancing upward inside the head toward the third eye, connecting with the crown, connecting with the sphere at the feet, circulating the light all around the aura, relaxing the muscles that can be relaxed, allowing yourself to become the infant Harparkrant with the crown of double Egypt on his head, placing your left index finger upon your lips. Allow the petals of the blue lotus of Isis to enclose around your aura, the great lotus, protecting you from all those who would seek to thwart you on your path or to drain you of your light. Allowing the visualization to disappear, even though it remains. We gather around a circle, just around the altar here. And with all the light that is within you, allow that light to pass to the person to your left while you receive light from the person to your right. Allow your whole body, all of its light, to be emptied and drained out into the person to your left while you receive all of the light from the person to your right. Allow this light to be shared amongst the five of us, so that it is the same light moving your ring, moving through our hands, connecting all. Growing roots through the feet all the way down past the crystal caverns of the underground rivers, through the mantle down to the center of the light, the center of the earth. Connecting with the crown, the thousand-petaled lotus, the self that vibrates throughout the universe. Om. Intending peace, intending protection, to people who fight against people, against everything that's going on. Do your best now. I don't want to invoke the negative stuff because I don't want to mess with the vibration we have going, but you know what we're here to do. See the people who need protection protected. See the people who need to awaken, awakening. The people who need to leave their families and say, I disagree with your philosophy, I'm going somewhere else. Give them the courage to leave. Give them the courage to stand up to their fathers and their grandfathers. Wherever light is needed in the world today. To quickly turn around carbon production. The people who line their pockets try to stop this from happening. See them change. See them change their ways. Somehow, some way. You don't know exactly how. Let it happen. All the glory, all the light, all the spheres, and all the names of God. And all the 7 cycles. Let it happen. And allowing our light, while we keep some light, but allow a lot of the light to go to the center now, just above this rose and this symbol of the Dharma. A sphere of white light here, made up of all the light that we're all pouring into it. Allow your own light in your body to turn rose pink, the color of king scale typhoid, and the color of the heart chakra, the Allow through your hands the sphere in between us to turn pink as well. Though it is brightly lit from within, it becomes pink around the edges. Place whatever holy symbols inside the sphere that will make the sphere sacred. See them there. Send more light to the sphere. Connecting with your own crown, allow the light to move from the crown down to the feet and then up to Tiferet and out through your palms and into this sphere. So the light is as tangible as the earth, as pure as the light above you, as recent as just now, and out your palms, but keeping enough light within you that you have plenty to spare. And now we will say the mantra 7 times, and I'm sure you'll start to pick up on it. Our love is right, our love is might, our love is light. It grows stronger every day as we give it away to the world in need. We will feed love, truth, and knowledge. Our love is right, our love is might, our love is light. It grows stronger every day as we give it away to the world in need. We will feed love, truth, and knowledge. Our love is right, our love is might, our love is light. It grows stronger every day as we give it away to the world in need. We will feed love, truth, and knowledge. Our love is right, our love is might, our love is light. It grows stronger every day as we give it away to the world in need. We will feed love, truth, and knowledge. Our love is right, our love is might, our love is light. It grows stronger every day as we give it away to the world in need. We will feed love, truth, and knowledge. Our love is right, our love is might, our love is light. It grows stronger every day as we give it away to the world in need. We will feed love, truth, and knowledge. Last one. Our love is right, our love is might, our love is light. It grows stronger every day as we give it away to the world in need. We will feed love, truth, and knowledge. Sending the last bit of energy, a little bit of light blue light to the center of this, and allow it to gravitate upward, rising up, high up, to where the 7 lights will join together to direct it in exactly the most perfect possible way. As we say, go forth now with love so warm and mild, as it is desired, so shall it be. That's something,
We tried to fix the world. We'll see how it works. Is it supposed to work? Is the world supposed to be fixed? Who knows? Maybe it's supposed to be like this. I don't know.
Should we close the vortex?
No.
No? Yeah, just, like formal, we'll go back into the real world. So I'm going to go ahead, once I get over here.
I think the last time we did close the vortex, that coyote attacked.
Oh.
Yeah. So go ahead and turn around.
The
Coyote ate the neighbor's dog when we left the vortex open. So yeah, go ahead and go that way. And you're at the end of the line. I'm at the front, so we're gonna close the veil as we go.
Yeah.
So when you pass there, you close the veil.
Okay.
So go ahead and follow me. Yeah, you got it. extra nerdy. Let's do the adoration in Latin, if you know it. Sanctus est tu, Dominus de mundi. Sanctus est tu, qui natura non creatus ist. Sanctus est tu, vastus et olintus, rector lucis et tenebrarum. Yeah, I'll go ahead and do the LBRP, and then do one of you want to do the BRH?
I don't care if you want to do it or I'll do it.
Yeah, you can. I like your opening that I don't know. I
Oh.
remember it.
So I'm going to use my...
Latin.
Just because I don't use the sword. So that I don't use this for the Kabbalistic cross. I use this for the Kabbalistic cross, but I use the sword for the banishing. Before us stands behind us stands to our right stands and to our left stands before us flames the pentagram, and behind us shines the six-rayed star. I now release any and all spirits which may have become imprisoned by these rites. Go forth now into thine own abodes and habitations, and go thou with the peace and blessings of there always peace between you and us. Be ye ready to come again when you are called. Right now declare this last rite at the sanctuary, the LA sanctuary, of Hermanubis, of Hermes Hathor, of the Phoenix, of Hermes Trismegistus, by whatever name I call thee, thou art nameless unto eternity. Amen.
Yeah, it hit me right before he said it. And I was like, oh shit, we won't do this again. I'm taking this for
Daniel's
granted.
going to have this furniture.
Is he?
Yeah, he built it, so I figured it was right. And I don't want to pay extra for storage. Just, I can rebuild the temple if I want to build. And it'd be better to have it not built.